thought you might like to see what we have to go through in order to pack up everything and bring the slides in and hit the road. So what I usually do is I'll work my way around, and I want to make sure that our dining table is pushed all the way in. All of our blinds are up. We have two kinds of blinds, night blinds and daytime blinds. So people can't see us. That's the nighttime blinds. This is the day. Helps keep the sun out. And then I have to make sure that the chairs are in the appropriate position. Let's scoot this in just a little bit. I think we're good right there. Because this, down to this wall here where the dining set is, that whole thing is going to come in and almost touch the island. Okay. I kind of go around and just make sure that all my cabinets are clipped because they have a lock to them. Then we got a little trick that we came up with for our solution on this. I put this around here.
What is that?
This is actually a kid's sled. You know, those little plastic things that they can roll down the hill on. And they're real slick, so I just use that. So I think I'm in place for that. So I have one of these little boxes that I use, and I put my little decorative stuff in here. I kind of like to have a little decoration just so it kind of feels like it's a little homey. So I put that in there. And the end of the island here, there's nothing that's going to be in its way. So I just set it there. Put all my goodies in here. Salt and pepper shaker can go up here. I watched a lot of videos somewhere of people showing ideas on how to make sure everything will stay in place while you're traveling. So as you can see, I've got these little containers. I can just pull them out. Got my spices in them, oil, that sort of thing. Pull them out, put them right back in. Use plastic containers to put stuff in. I remove the plate in the microwave. I have to take all my stuff that I don't want falling off of my sink area and put it in the sink. So usually what I'll end up doing is putting a towel down here and put my soap and my sponge and whatever else I might have, which I don't see anything else. I'll take my paper towels, put those in there. Then I have a rubber band that I like to put around my faucet to that because it has a tendency to want to spin around when we're traveling, and I'll find little drops of water around. So I do that. And here I do the same thing. I try to make sure things are in containers. It makes it easier for us to pull things out. Try to make sure everything is in something that won't slide around or roll out when we open the door. I even use these little rug non-slip mats just to help with that. Any other thing I might be able to put into a drawer, I'll do that too. Plastic items I'm not too concerned about. I just be careful when I reopen the door. We want to make sure that it's not going to pop open. So we do that. One other thing that I do, just for a little added protection, when this slide, which is all the way down there to the left of the TV, and all the way up to here, where I have my dry items, that whole thing slides in right up to the island. That means this is going to be really close to my drawers. So I usually just put a towel right there, add a little towel on the drawer handle, just so when it does come in, if it were to have a really huge bump, it'd have a little bit of protection. Here, I try to make sure that things aren't going to open up, make sure my sugar's closed. I shut the power off, no water in here, this is all cleaned up. I put right now the coffee maker, or pot, is in the dishwasher, so I'll end up putting that in a drawer. Then I'll close this up. Okay, then I got to make sure the TV gets put away. Make sure there's no plugs. Everything's already unplugged. And then I can lower this. When I go to lower it, there's a cover that's going to come down back here, and I don't want to get it snagged on it. So I just kind of hold it back to make sure it doesn't catch on it. And then that way it won't slam either. And then I open my shades because I don't want them flapping while we're traveling. And take all my cords and put them up here. You can see I use plastic containers for everything. This is what I was talking about, where you can just pull them out real easy. And we have our movies, music up here. Shut the power off. And put my remotes away. Okay. Locked up. Make sure the fireplace is off. The fireplace has a heater and the little electric pretty looking flames, so always want to make sure that those are turned off. Got my decorations in there. Got my stuff put away here. All my computer stuff goes in here inside of individual bags. Let's see. I think that's about it in here. Everything looks like it's in place. Those are closed. And our cabinets here. Make sure it doesn't look like anything's going to fall over. Give it a little bit more security. Again, I use the plastic containers to kind of keep everything in place. It works out great. And I can also just pick it up and see what's in it. Down here. All my spices and everything there in containers as well. Looks good. On to the bathroom. So one of the things I do is I look in the medicine cabinet and go, what's going to fall over in here? Or if it's anything I got to worry about. This looks pretty good. This could fall over. I'll take that out. That looks pretty good. Want to make sure my medicine cabinet is locked. And then I take towels that we have hanging here. And I lay them in the sink. And then I put all the goodies in here, including my decorative items. And my Jergens. And that looks pretty good just like that. Take that towel off of there. All tucked away. This I will put in that box in the living room so that it's still together with all the other decorative stuff. And then in the shower, look at, okay, what's going to fall? Well, this right off the bat can fall off of here. So I move it down to this position where it won't fall. Take that. This stuff, I'm thinking it can bounce around quite a bit. So I'm going to take those, I'm just going to lay down. This will probably fall too, so stick that in there. Soap, I don't care if that falls. That looks pretty good. Let me put this back in the sink here. Close the shower curtain or shower door. And there's a lock here. When the lock comes down, it looks like it's locked, but it's got to be like that. Otherwise, it'll pop open. Just out of curiosity of us and others, perhaps, when we first saw this toilet, we were like, what's this thing for? Is that like a bidet thing or something? But no, it's not. The way the toilet works is there's a pedal on the side, and this pedal allows the water to be released because it opens up that flap. When it does that, the water comes in nicely. It flushes into a tank directly below the toilet. If you are at a park where you have sewer connection, every time you use the bathroom, use a lot of water. A lot of water, especially number 2. That way when you go to flush it out, it's a whole lot easier. Now this little guy right here is for number 2, or just for cleaning the toilet. You got a little thing and get that off of there, get that off of there, help move it down, adds that additional water that you need to help pump it out. Or dump, they call it dumping here, right? No, pump out's on the boat and dump out is on a RV. Okay, that's what that's for. Okay, bedroom. Alright, this is a washer and dryer area. Make sure everything looks like it's in here. I got my broom tucked away. Got my stuff in here. If it falls, it's really not going to go anywhere anyways. I have my little step stool here. This is for the central vac. This stuff fits pretty tight in here anyways. These are just rags and cleaning supplies. So that looks good. And then I make sure there's nothing on the nightstand. And then I have all these little decorative things in here too, so I got to put those away. We put our clock up here just because it's so easy for us to see it in the middle of the night. So I just take that and stick it in the drawer along with our little change thing. And close that up. Make sure they're all closed. Put the shades up. And then I gotta find homes for this, which I could probably do in the closet. The other thing I gotta make sure is there's nothing on the floor here because this is gonna move in, the bed's gonna move in, and they're gonna be pretty much touching. I will usually just take this and just shove it in a hole in here. Items. This is my little makeup area up here. So up here, I just take my little makeup, put that in there, find some place to put my stuff that could spill. A little home in here, take my makeup mirror, set that all down in here. All secure. Over here, Kleenex, not worried about that. Last time this fell, so I'm going to put it on the floor. This fell with all our bathing suits in it, so I'm going to put that on the floor. I think that's about it. You might notice I've got hangers that are like fuzzy so that stuff doesn't fall off. Dave's got like his t-shirts folded up in one of these racks here. We have a little safe back there, which is nice. Put our shoes in here. It's surprising how much space that we have. That's it. I could shut the light off, then I have to lock the door. Now we'll lock down here. Make sure I get it in the hole. Double check. Shades up. Everything's closed. Nothing's out here. Looks good. I think we are pretty much done other than shutting off the lights, the fan. The fan's already off, okay. Lights off, lights off, lights off. Gotta get my decorative item out of here. It's always good to do one more check. Make sure our fantastic fans are shut off and closed. There's my decorative stuff. I take anything else I have up here and I just put it underneath the table. And the last step is to make sure that the pocket door is locked and the covers are on the sink and all the windows are closed. I think we're ready to pull in the slides. So now that everything is ready to go, I will put the slides in. And this is what it's going to look like. Now this side. Yes. So you can see why you got to have the dining room table pushed in and your chairs pushed in. This is all the room you got. Okay, now for the bedrooms.